I used to walk into rooms like there was always a score being kept on me. In reality, half of the room was picking their nose, someone had their shirt on inside out, and someone was trying to figure out what they had for breakfast. Think about how stupid that makes me feel. I was sweating like my life depended on it, trying to impress people who couldn't remember breakfast. When I dove deep into this feeling, I realized as a society, we're raised to believe we're always being watched, even when you're alone. Every move matters and every mistake echoes. TonaruK here, and honestly, I'll put money on it that you felt this way before. Maybe you felt it at school, maybe you felt it at work, maybe you felt it at Walmart. You ever catch yourself at Walmart worrying about the way you look? Like people really care if you just got off of work? Like you're being graded on how you function in society? Your brain's like, act normal, don't mess this up. When all you did was pick up a box of cereal, nobody taps you on the shoulder like, hey, everyone's watching you. What's actually happening is you just stand there holding a box of cereal, stressing over absolutely nothing. Now you're thinking about how you're standing, which immediately makes it worse. So you pretend to just read the box like you were always planning to read it. Now you're committed. You don't even like this cereal, but you grabbed it confidently. And backing out now, that's not something we do. All of this so you don't look dumb at Walmart. Have you realized this isn't about cereal or the way you look? It's about how often your brain acts like every little thing you do matters. I'm not talking about the obviously important moments like buying life insurance. I'm talking about the moments that shouldn't carry weight at all. Moments like picking up cereal at Walmart. Somewhere along the way, we learned that being seen meant being evaluated. Not because anyone announced it necessarily, but because life quietly trained us to believe it. Grades attached to names, mistakes called out, but silence when you did things right. So your brain adapted. It learned to stay alert. If I monitor myself first, I won't get caught off guard. And it worked for a while, but the rule never changed. So now the brain applies it everywhere, to grocery stores, to conversations, to moments that don't matter. That's why it feels constant. Not because anyone's watching, but because your brain never learned when to stop stressing over others' opinions. To be completely honest with you, once you realize that, you'll stop asking why am I like this, and you'll start asking why am I living by the rules that don't even exist. That question matters because living by the rules that don't exist doesn't just make you anxious, it makes you start buying cereal that you don't want. You start playing defense in situations that aren't even aggressive. You stop saying things not because they're wrong, but because you don't feel like dealing with whatever face someone makes. You know the face, that little eyebrow thing, so you just don't say it or you don't put the cereal back. You rewrite text 3 times and you probably rehearse conversations that never even happen, all to avoid a reaction that probably wasn't coming anyway. The real cost of following these imaginary rules isn't failure, and it's not the rejection we all fear so much. It's about how much of yourself you avoid by tending to other opinions constantly. You don't show up as yourself, you show up as who you think others would find acceptable. Rather than questioning your enjoyment, you question others' enjoyment. Why? Are you being responsible, or are you making sure Kenneth from work isn't butthurt about picking up the slack that you always carry? To be honest, most people aren't focused on you, they're focused on something awkward they said earlier, the cereal they bought because they had committed to picking it up, or whether or not they looked weird walking into a room. Does that sound familiar? The same people you think are watching you, they're busy wondering if they look dumb too. People are definitely judging you constantly, but don't get me wrong, absolutely nobody is judging you as harshly as you perceive. And once that reality really sinks in, you don't need to be confident, you don't need to force anything, you just let your shoulders drop a little, you stop performing and start existing. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, just like a normal human, trying to get through Walmart without overthinking cereal. Because the moment you stop living like you're being evaluated is the moment your life starts feeling lighter. Not because you changed, but because you finally stopped carrying pressure that never existed. This is episode 7. You're evolving, you're ascending, and you're subscribing. TonaruK out.